presentator.
Sorry, we decided to use a Vanna White.
Good-looking Vanna White, too.
Yeah. Have you seen her lately? Miracle plastic surgery. All right. Some of the key things that we have in the Canters are teachers' rights and students' rights. We're going to start with teachers' rights first. One of the first rights of a teacher is to establish rules and procedures for an optimal learning environment. Okay, go to the second one. And then you have to use the scroll bar. The right to insist. You just click the arrow lower.
There we go.
There we go. Oh, you're out.
Okay.
Right to insist on behavior that meets the requirements of the teacher. So, I don't know if you guys have experienced this yet. I know I have, where sometimes the kids they're a little rowdy, and I feel that we have the right to, as teachers, to insist on behavior that's going to help us as teachers. And anytime you lose that, then you're gonna have issues. All right, this one down here. The right to receive help and disciplining from both parents and school administrators when support is needed. Unfortunately, I think this one isn't something you can control. You know, there's not really procedures. You can't make your administrator help you out. You certainly can't make your parents help you out as far as your rules and stuff at school. Whether getting homework done and stuff, you can't control what happens outside your classroom. All right, go to the next. All right, then slide it down. All right, then I found 4 rights that students have as well. So students have rights. You can go back up for a second. Originally, I wanted to have like a little news scroll thing, but I couldn't get the flash button to do it right. All right. Students have the right to have teachers who will limit inappropriate behavior. So not only does the limiting inappropriate behavior help us as teachers, but it also helps the students as well. The students that are there and actually want to learn, that are engaged. Who will provide positive support for appropriate behavior. I think this is something that I don't see a lot of in my observation, is that we don't, or a lot of teachers, they always focus on when kids are acting negatively. We don't see a whole, I shouldn't say never, but I don't see a whole lot of thank you for coming to class prepared, or if a student doesn't come to class prepared, thanking them or rewarding them for appropriate behavior. That's one thing. And then make sure students do not have to guess what the expectations are. That's a big one too. If you're always constantly changing your expectations, then the students, they're not going to know what they're supposed to do. That becomes problematic as well. And then also, we'll communicate how students should behave and what will happen if they do not. The rules have to be clear, and the procedures and stuff like that. And I think that's important. And these are the rights the students have as well. There you go. Next slide. So what I did was I came up with some examples. So I need 7 volunteers. There's 7 people. Sorry, I'm borrowing Rosemary's tactic here. We don't know what they have to do yet. And then 6. 1 more. And then awesome. All right.
Do you go up there?
What? Yeah, well, come up. I should have done it. Did you guys remember which number I gave each of you guys?
No.
I don't think you gave me a number.
I didn't give them a number? All right, that's fine. I screwed that up. Yeah, you guys can come up here. That's fine. All right, you do the control alt thing. What I did was I used a Word document, actually. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to take a look and read these. And I want the first person to come up and I want you to mark it with for the teacher, if it's a right that basically what I want you to do is take a look at, these are a list of rights that are violated based on the rights that I explained earlier. And I want you to take a red pen if you think it's a teacher right and mark it with a T, and then take the green pen and mark it with an S if it's a student right. So, there you go. I could have done this better. I apologize. Thank you for your participation. I appreciate it. I appreciate the appropriate behavior. It's not necessarily one right. There could be multiple. That's a hint for one of them.
Feel like maybe it's not.
My color.
You don't have to worry about the color.
It's not.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
No, it doesn't matter about the colors.
That's fine, yeah. Although everyone has. Yeah, you can sit down when you're done. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for asking quietly and appropriately. I appreciate that. You want to do the citizens? All right. All right. I agree with most of these except this one. This one I kind of thought was both.
Dang it.
I thought it was both. We're going to go either way or both. Because Mrs. Smith often treats some students with more respect than others. When the students complained to the principal reprimanded Mrs. Smith. So, I mean, we don't really know all the facts, but the teacher doesn't necessarily have support of the administrator, and that's one of the rights that the teacher has, even though they can't control that. So I kind of thought that kind of covered both, but basically, I'm sure you guys have read those unless you're just staring up in the space, but anyway, these are just kind of some examples I came up with and thought that could apply to specific rights, things that I can see, things that I see happening actually too, not that I could see happening.
Amy.
Okay, kind of